Hey guys, Kenny here. I wanted to talk a little about my experiences with the X-Men franchise. I've read some of the comics, as far I believe, and the one thing that really kickstarted me into being a fan of it was the 1990s amazing cartoon. I remember loving watching that every day. I think it came on. This is around the time of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I think it came on uh, around 3:30 or 4, and that was my my first real exposure to X-Men, and I'm so glad that I watched it then. And then the first X-Men movie back in 2000. That was a really good experience for me. That was around the time that I was about to start college, and that movie, that's one of the movies that really made me want to pursue my career in media or film. I'm not working in film right now or movies of any kind, but that that can that's to be expected. I'm still starting out, but X-Men, that first movie, I thought that was spot on in every detail of about the characters, especially like Wolverine, Rogue, Storm, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Professor Xavier. I think there was, well, Iceman didn't come yet, but that particular X-Men, mm, that was so good. And then X-Men 2, X2, X-Men United in 2003. That solidified me being more of a fan of X-Men than ever before, because I felt that was also even more true to the essence of the characters than even the original movie from 2000 was. And I love how Stryker was introduced, William Stryker. And Nightcrawler was an incredible addition to to the franchise. And then Iceman was really good to see finally actually be a real character. And then Colossus, it was awesome seeing him for the very first time. And I'm getting a little choked up here. Not sad, my throat is getting dry, but X2, I really think that's one of the most one of the more flawless superhero movies made. I can never get tired of watching that one. And I love and appreciated how they introduced the uh, the Xavier's little room that he goes into, and he puts a little headpiece on and sees where all the mutants are. Cerebro is what it is, and I really did love how they made it up. The Brotherhood of Mutants, led by Magneto. I love how they used Mystique and this and Cerebro to be a weapon, and they made it. They used it to make Professor Xavier sick, and then Jean Grey put that headpiece on, and then she said, then this thing that happened to her, and I really liked that character who played Stryker's son. He was in that really curved little wheelchair. Mm. Didn't say anything, but he still left a big impact, and I still think that's one of the more interesting characters in all this X-Men movies. Almost said Spider-Man. So X2, amazing. And then it went downhill in X-Men The Last Stand. It kind of seemed to me like in this movie, they didn't stay, they didn't keep to the essence of the characters from X2, and it's like the filmmakers in that one made up their own uh, mythology and still created the characters from scratch. And this is the one that was by Brett Ratner. And this is still controversial on how that went on, but Bryan Singer obviously was the director of X-Men and X2. Brett Ratner wanted to direct Superman Returns, but I guess Bryan is a huge Superman fan, so somehow they swapped positions. So Bryan directed Superman Returns, and Brett Ratner directed X-Men The Last Stand. And boy, it's still enjoyable, but it took a big nosedive to the greatness of the X-Men and X2. Like the Phoenix thing, it was really never a person or a mutant. It was something else, wasn't it? So, and no Nightcrawler. That really got me that got me pretty upset, and it got my brother really upset when I told him that. I liked how they had a Beast in it for the first. We never saw him before in this picture. I really did like how they treated Beast in this. So this it's okay, but not great. And then might get a little flack for this one, but X-Men Origins Wolverine, I did not like that one bit. The only thing I probably did like was the acting. Other than that, it seemed pretty pointless to me. Nothing made any sense. They threw in little moments to try and please the fans that didn't have any place in the at first they didn't have any place in the story, like when Wolverine fights Blob. I hated how Deadpool was made out to be at the very end. Supposed to be a merc with a mouth, mercenary with a mouth. How could he be like that if his mouth